Hey there, FlossTube. This is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Saturday, March 7th of the year 2020, and this is my 10th FlossTube. So welcome to you all, to Alma's Little Wonders. Welcome back to all you returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you as ever for your continuing support, for all your wonderful likes and your comments, either here in the video or reaching out via Instagram. And if you're new, then welcome to the channel. I hope you like what you see, to find a reason to stay, to subscribe, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. So this week was a little bit different. I worked some late shifts at my job this week, which changed my schedule up a little bit. They were good changes for the most part. I didn't have to go to the office until 11 or be at the office until 11, and I don't necessarily sleep in a lot. My idea of sleeping in is like waking up at 8:30. So since I just naturally wake up early anyway, that gave me some time to do things around the apartment and obviously get some stitching in before going to work, which felt good. Like, it made me feel productive and motivated me to just keep the momentum going while I was at work. Like, I was already feeling productive, and so I just, it energized me and made me just focus a lot more and just get more things done. So having said that, let's get to stitching. This month, I should say, for School of Magical Stitches and Literature, we are back to the Kingdom Keepers series, and so we're focusing on book 2 now. We're alternating between that series and the Villain series. So all of our prompts are now based off of the storyline that goes along with Kingdom Keepers book 2. The first prompt we have for this week was we needed to work on a piece that had a balloon shape, and I never found out, I never saw if anybody else had asked and they clarified if the piece itself needed to be shaped like a balloon, like it had to be round or something, or as long as there was something balloon shaped within the piece, if that would qualify. And since I have my own stitching goals that I want to meet every week, I didn't particularly mind going for the penalty stitches for that task. So I ended up picking up June for that particular prompt. Just no reason other than, I felt like stitching on her. This is a Heaven and Earth design chart based on Anna Dittman's artwork. It's one of my newer pieces, so I'm still very much in love with it. The colors are really, really nice, and it's an easy, right now it's an easy section. I'm still over here on the top corner, so it's a lot of the same colors. So far I think I've only worked with 2 colors. So it's a fast stitch. And the prompt called for 300 stitches. The yearly goal that I have made for myself for that particular piece is to hit 10,000 stitches. When I first started this piece, I wanted to try out the extreme cross country stitching method. Words. It's been a week. Which essentially means you're just finishing one color in the entire piece and then moving on to the next one. I quickly found out that I didn't particularly care for that. I didn't even get past the gridding. I just didn't feel like gridding the entire piece. Oops. So I just decided to just stick to what I normally do and just finish a piece page by page for the most part. So for her, I did move forward with this correct? Yeah, that's right. Orientation. I did a little bit more of the green, which is one of the newer colors. It's DMC 10. So I finished a little bit of the green on this section, but for the most part, I worked on this right here, this yellow section. So again, I want to go ahead and finish each color on each page and then move along. But at this point, like, I might go ahead and just fill in these areas right here, because I do like seeing like an area completed, like just completely covered in stitches. So I you know, I'll just do whatever the mojo dictates. The weekly amount of stitches that I would need to get done on this piece is 150, or I'm sorry, 200. And that is if I want to meet that goal of stitching 10,000 or hitting 10,000 stitches by the end of the year. So having done 300 stitches for the weekly task out of the 200 that I was just needed, I definitely met that goal, at least for this week. So I do plan on picking her back up next week, to just continue working towards that goal. I think it shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's only 200 stitches, so I tend to stitch about 100 stitches per hour on the average, so 2 hours a week shouldn't be too much. The next prompt we had for magical stitches was to work on something that had parts, at least 3 parts to it. And you know, this is geared towards mystery stitch alongs, or just stitch alongs in general, any series of patterns that, you know, they come together as a whole, but they're generally released in parts. I don't have anything like that. I signed up last year for the Freudian Stitches mystery stitch along, which was Memento Mori, so it was like Halloween themed. I don't remember if it was started specifically for Halloween, but it was like they took quotes from famous people and just, you know, there was like a design overall. So some were written on like tombstones, others were written like I think one was like written up but like as if it was like a cloud. So I signed up for it. I have the pattern, but I haven't even started on that one. But I do plan to. So one of my plans this year is to actually start it this year in October. We'll see if that happens. But since I don't have anything that works in parts right now, I again took the penalty stitches option for that one. And I just picked up Wonder Woman Warrior Princess for it. I'm trying to work with the glare, sorry. And this is a Tilton Crafts chart based on Daniel Cordick's design art. I love his work. I have this is his Esmeralda, is also his, like, it's beautiful. I love it. However, right now I'm just over here at the corner still, so it's a lot of background. So for that task we also needed to do 300 stitches. I ended up doing a little bit over and I did 350. So for this piece this was like a gap essentially, because it was all black, so I just powered through and just closed the gap up. And for this one, again, the plan is to just go ahead and do page by page finish. So I'm like 3/4. Tilton Crafts pages work a little bit differently than Heaven and Earth Designs. They're the pages are smaller. I think they go like 70 by 80 maybe. So I don't have that much to go. the goal for this one, for the entirety of the year is, let me see, I have notes, excuse me. Oh, yes, so sorry, I had to look it up. The goal is to reach 10,000 stitches as well for this one. I think I believe Esmeralda, yeah, for both, because I consider them like partners, because again, they're both Tilden Crafts, they're both by Daniel Kordick. I started them around the same time as well. I think they were like maybe 2 or 3 weeks apart from each other, so they're twinsies. So for both of them, the goal is to reach 10,000 stitches. So for this one, if I were to meet the goal, I would just need to do 150 stitches a week. So the fact that I did 350 stitches put me above and beyond. So I did the equivalent of 2 weeks worth of stitching. So for this one, because I technically already did what I needed to do for next week, I don't think I will pick her up. I may just focus on other pieces, but we'll see. Again, I do like working on it. It's a quick stitch. I'm just really looking forward to at least getting some colors in. Right now I'm just doing black. I'm doing a dark purple and a dark brown. So like the black brown, or yeah, black brown I think is the official name for it, for 3371. It's just the darkest brown you could have. So yeah, so I just wanted a little bit more color for that one. Another prompt we had for magical stitches was we needed to pick a job that was available for employees at the Animal Kingdom in Orlando. So you could choose a trainer, I believe, for the animals, conservation ranger, and performer for the people that do shows and parades and stuff. So for that one, I did pick up my newest piece, Change of Seasons 2. This is a Mystic Stitch chart. I don't see anything about who the artist is. I can't find it. It just says the Mystic Stitch Incorporated. But I just started this on Leap Day. It was my Leap Day start. The idea behind it is to finish it by the next Leap Day. So finish it in 4 years. In order to meet that goal, I would need to do almost 1,000 stitches a week. We crunched the numbers. Then I think that the exact number was like a 21, something like that. So I just rounded it up to 950 stitches a week, because again, it's just 921. It's just, I don't like the way that I work, just again because I do use a lot of the stitching tasks, and they don't work in exact numbers like that. So I don't work in exact numbers like that. So if it's 921, I just rounded it up to 950. The task only calls for 200 stitches, but obviously I just kept going. I also used it for one of the extra credit assignments, that was to watch a movie. We're traveling around the World Showcase at Epcot, and we're in France right now. So I watched Beauty and the Beast. It was one of the options they gave us for the France movie, and so once I was done with the normal weekly task, once I was done with the 200 stitches, I just kept going. I ended up stitching 1,006 stitches this week on Change of Seasons, so I was able to meet the weekly goal. I think I stitched on this for 2 days in a row. So between those 2 days, I got the 1,000 stitches in, and it went by super quick because I'm just working on one color right now. For this one, it is like 90% of the first page is this single color. So I just thought, okay, I'll just finish this one and then move on to the next one. So yeah, so 1,000 stitches on this. I was able to meet the goal for at least 1 week, and I'm sure I'll be able to keep the momentum going because I'm enjoying it a lot. Even if it is just the one color, it's a really quick stitch, it's an easy stitch. And yeah, and it's nice to know because the leap day start was in, I'm doing it along with Sakia of Lady Wing Designs. So it's also really nice to see how her progress is going as well. So that also keeps one motivated, so that's fun. And the last task we had for magical stitches was we needed to work on something that we would hear at a parade. So for that one, so fun fact about the extra credit assignment for the watching the movie, Vicky, the mastermind behind School of Magical Stitches, she listed, like, again, she gave us, I think, like 5 options for the France area, I suppose, the France section of Epcot. And I forget what movies she listed, but I reached out, I just reached out and asked if it was okay if I could use my Esmeralda piece because Hunchback of Notre Dame takes place in Paris. So she's like, no, unfortunately, like, you can go ahead and watch it, but it won't be for points. Like, it won't count towards the extra credit. So since I wasn't able to use it for the extra credit piece, I went ahead and used Esmeralda for the weekly task for the performer in a parade. And I thought, hey, you would definitely hear Esmeralda striking up a tune on her tambourine and dancing at the parade. So again, this is Tilton Chart's chart based on Daniel Kordick's designs. And for this one, the same as the Wonder Woman piece, for the goal for that one is to just do the 10,000 stitches, to hit 10,000 stitches this year. And it came out to be about the same number of stitches, 150 per week. So the task called for 200 stitches, and I actually went a little bit over for the sake of, because I was doing a streak. I finished this streak of color right here, and I just didn't want to leave it as it was, so I just stitched a little bit extra to finish it. And they ended up actually starting a new streak as well. For this one, I did want to go again, just finish a page. I think the page break is like somewhere over here. So I remember being like, well, the streak technically starts over here, but it's okay because it does go into page 1, so I'll go ahead and do it. But yeah, I do plan on picking her up this week because again, just for the weekly stitch goals. I was able to go over by 50 stitches, but I'll continue to work on this anyways, so I can get the full 150 done for this week. I still love working on this. Again, I love the colors, really vibrant and colorful, and it's fun. Again, I like the way it's structured. Like, it looks like everything's just like streaks of color, so I'm really enjoying it. It's one of my favorite pieces to work on. And again, I used it for something, maybe not the extra credit, but I was able to use it for a task anyways. For enchanted stitching, I haven't actually been able to get to the weekly stitching tasks. We're doing Pirates of the Caribbean this month, so the tasks are just based on what the storyline is. So we have a task to stitch on something with children because Will and Elizabeth are children at the beginning of the movie. We have to work on something that has a body of water because of when Elizabeth faints and falls into the ocean because she can't breathe, her corset is too tight. For those, I want to use Peter Pan. I have it, like, I put down that I was gonna work on Peter Pan on the post for the group. Will I get to it? I don't know. I do plan on doing it today, so I may get around to it. I may just do one task instead of two. We'll see. Another piece that another task that we have for that was to work on something that has beads or jewelry, because well, I suppose it's technically Will. Will wears his medallion around his neck as a necklace. So for that one, I wanted to use my lilac evening piece. And I also wanted to use that for a bonus prompt that we have in Magical Stitches that was something that we considered dapper. So lilac evening is very proper and I would say dapper. But again, I don't know if I'll get around to it. The one prompt that I did start was one where we had to work on a whip that was in whip jail because of when Jack Sparrow is arrested after he saves Elizabeth's life. Like, that's the things he gets is, okay, you're going to jail, thanks, bye. So for that one, I picked up Tuscan Home, which is another Heaven and Earth Designs chart based off of Alexandra Gavrilova's artwork. And for this one, I started it and I just, like, I do love the image. It's really beautiful and the colors are really nice. Like, I love the teal and the blue over here. Like, it's gorgeous. I can't wait to get to that section. But as of right now, I'm still over here. I'm still in the sky. It's a lot of sky. It's a lot of light blue. So that's not very exciting. But I did start on the prompt. This is just the top corner again. You know, the fabric is massive, but I'm not going to unfold it right now. So yeah, so I got 120 stitches in actually. So I essentially did this block right here. I'm supposed to do 250 stitches, so I'll go ahead and keep working on this first thing so I can at least get one task done. For this one, because I'm not that excited to work on it, unfortunately, the goal is just to hit 5K. So I just want to hit 5,000 stitches. And this does include what I already stitched, so it's not like do 5,000 stitches in a year. It's just hit 5,000 stitches altogether. And in order to meet that goal, I just need to do 100 stitches per week. So having already done 120 stitches for the prompt, I've met the goal for this week. So once I do finish the task, and I'll have met the goal for 2 weeks, so I don't have to pick it back up next week. So that's as far as I got on the weekly tasks. One piece that I did pull out just for the sake of my own personal goals, not necessarily because of any homework task, is my Hogwarts piece. This is Hogwarts Castle by Night, and it's charted by Stitching Girl on Etsy. This specific pattern is no longer listed, so I think there's other sellers that have the same image charted, but it's not going to be this specific one. And for that one, the goal is to hit 500 stitches a week. At this point, I only have 150. So I just picked this up last night. I needed to do some mindless stitching. So I'm still working my way up this column, and it's mostly black. So for this one, I am going to do page finish. I do want to reach a page finish. This bottom section is a partial page, so the page break is actually like somewhere over here, I think, which is why I stopped at that area. So I just have to do this much in order to finish the column. So that 1, 2, 3, yeah, that looks to be about 400 stitches, so I actually might be able to finish that for this week's goal. But yeah, this is also another goal that I needed to amend as time went along. I originally wanted to be all like super super into it, because I used that piece a lot last year. I used it for the full coverage fanatics event for the 90-day challenge. So you have to stitch on one piece every day for an entire quarter of the year, and I did use it for one of those challenges. So I was already into it, but then this year came along and just, you know, plans changed. I started working, so I had to amend my goal, and now I just want to reach 80,000 stitches, which only leaves me like about 20,000. I would need to do 500 stitches a week in order to meet that goal. So again, I only did 150, so I need to keep working on it this weekend, because the week is almost over. Another piece that I've been working on for the last few weeks is a freebie that I found on the DMC website, the DMC Philippines website. This is called Moon Fairy, and I picked this up because I was looking for something that I could easily stitch on during my breaks at work. So this is perfect because I just went ahead and did the outlining, and I just stitched. I don't even have to look at the pattern, I just have to fill in the lines. So this is what I have so far. So I finished the first half, or the bottom side, whatever, of the moon, and I'm just about halfway done with her body, if not more. So I would just need to do the rest of the moon coming up here, and the wings, but the wings are like negative space, so there's not that much stitching to do on the wings. I think there's like some details on the edges, but then that's it. So that is how far I've gotten on that one. And the reason why I brought it home is, if you remember when I first showed this piece, I said that I wouldn't bring it home until I finished it. So the reason I brought it home is because my assignment with my work is actually completed. It's done. I didn't know it was cut short, so it's on to the next one, I suppose. So I'll be in between jobs for a little bit, but the plan was not to have it ended this week, so it was a little bit of a shock, but I'll just, again, it's on to the next assignment. I met some really wonderful people at this assignment. We'll see about the next one. And if anything, that just means I'll just have a little bit more stitching time available, so I'll be able to meet some of my goals at least. But we'll see. This next week, I don't have any solid plans. I would like to do some of the extra credit tasks for magical stitches, and the monthly tasks for for enchanted stitches, but we'll have to see which ones. I'll have to be careful about which ones I pick, because especially for enchanted stitching, they'll have like really big, like, or large stitch count goals. Last month they asked us to do 2,000 stitches in white, or ecru, which is whitish. I think there was also like 30 DMC 3865, again just 3 very similar white like shades. So for that one I used snow, because I'm already working on that one. I already need to the goal is to do 350 stitches on that per week. I did work on it a little bit this week. I got 100 stitches in, but I didn't feel like showing you guys because it's not that much. I'm continuing with the border, so still working on the border, but it was only 100 stitches, so I didn't think that was worth showing. I wasn't even gonna show you like Hogwarts because again I didn't feel like I had much progress on that to show. But this week it's the same. This week they have one of the tasks for enchanted stitches is to work on a whip with a woman. So when I was thinking about what whip I could do, I thought, oh, maybe I could just, because I had a lot of whips that I could use. I thought, oh, maybe I can do Moon Charmer, because that is one of the heftier goals that I have. If I want to meet the yearly goal, I have to do 650 stitches on that one, and I haven't even touched it for like 2 weeks, so that needs to change. So I thought, hey, this is one way to get me going on that piece again. But we'll see. We'll see where the week takes us. I don't have that many plans. Tomorrow I am going out of town, so I don't know how much stitching I'll be able to get in between today and tomorrow. I essentially just have tomorrow morning. I have like maybe an hour before I need to leave, but we'll see. Right now I do have plans to I have a gift card. I have a gift card for Michael's. So the plan, and they have a I don't know if it's going to be for the same, like for all Michaels, but at least the Michaels in my area is having a 25% off sale on the entire purchase, and those are the kind of coupons I like. So I'll be taking advantage of that and using a gift card that I have from Lady Ween Designs. She was gracious enough to send me one. So I do plan on kitting up my latest buy. I bought July, which is the companion piece to June from Heaven and Earth Designs. So yeah, so I do want to go to Michael's because at least the Joann's in my area doesn't carry the new colors, the new DMC colors, and Michael's does. So yeah, so I'll be going today because the sale ends today. So I'll be going today to do a little bit of retail therapy because I am sad. I did not see that coming. I did not think that this week I was gonna have so much free time again. So yeah, so nothing like doing some stitching and some DMC buying to get my mind off of things. My boyfriend's been very gracious. He's been very patient. He was very just patient and just trying to let me process things the way I process, because I just found out about this last night. They didn't even let me know at the office. I found out afterwards, like, you can't come back to the office anymore. Sorry, not sorry. Just how it works with temps, unfortunately. So yeah, it was a shock, to say the least, because I was scheduled to work this morning. But we'll see. Again, I'm just on to the next assignment. We'll see what comes along. And in the meantime, I'll just stitch to my heart's content. So that is it for me. I hope that you guys have a very good week, that you have you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as ever, that you do find some time to do the craft that you enjoy. So until then, happy stitching, guys. Bye, guys.